that's revenge. Heard they was sleeping again, say it no more.
Bounce so fast, shake, shake, shake that thing, put them in my face, make titties swing, pop it, clap it hard, make them swipe a card, jump, jump, make them drop hard, stop it, booty, pop it, burn up, take it down, yeah, take it down, burn up, slap it down, yeah, slap it down, pop it, clap it hard, pop it, clap it hard, jump, jump, make them drop hard, stop it, booty, pop it, pop it.
Crypto YouTube. We so back, baby. We back. CryptoStud here with another banger. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to my video. We're going to be deep diving as to why I might possibly be closing out my short or just letting it ride and keeping it open. But those details are to come. Sorry for the delay in videos and releases. It was my birthday. Took a little time off around my birthday, and then holidays came, and here we are, right? But I do have a packed-filled video for everybody. We're going to discuss Jim Cramer. We're going to discuss my new technical mastering trading psychology course that I released. And then we're just going to discuss the dollar, Bitcoin, and then we'll look at S&P. We'll keep it really short, nothing too crazy, and then we'll check out the news before all of this as well. We'll get into that, and then also we're going to check out Forex and see if there's anything huge coming up for us for market data that we need to digest or look for to kind of give us a gauge of what direction we might go. So stay tuned. This video is going to be the best one for you. But before we begin, we're going to digest a little bit of my new trading psychology course. And then also I have a great thing with Bybit right now that they're doing a promotion. So let's go ahead and flip over here real quick. All right. So yeah, before we begin, I am partnered with Bybit, and we are doing a $500 USDT giveaway with them. So all you have to do is you have to sign up with my referral link and then deposit $100 worth of any asset, and go ahead and start trading Bitcoin. We got to get you going and trading with me, and then you fill in the details in the Google form, and then you'll be entered, right? I also just want to say thank you for everybody who's watched my channel, watched my shorts, gives me likes, give me comments, whatever it is. I appreciate it. I appreciate your time, your willingness to look at my videos, your willingness to be patient when I like to ramble on, right? So anyways, let's go ahead and show you the new trading course. It's my Mastering Trading Psychology, the Mental Edge for Market Success Part 1. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put this into the descriptions. Anybody can look at this. You can look through this. You obviously can't start it or do anything if you're not signed up with us. But I do only have two students who've registered for this. The reason being is that Course 1 has to be completed fully before this course unlocks. So there is a lot of students here, but there's not many who have actually finished course 1, ironically. So if you do want to check out this course, you will have to have completed course 1. But there's a lot of good details in here. There's 20 videos, almost each is an hour long. Lots of just rambling on, psychology rambling on. Lots of things that I have learned throughout the years of trading. And overall, you know, I believe psychology plays such a big role into being a good trader. So check it out, give it a look. I'm just going to let you look through the video here with me, and if there's something that really piques your interest, you know where to sign up. The link is in the description of the video, and would love to have you in the group as well. So I did have a couple new members sign up last week. Please make sure that you connect your Discord and that you sign into the course as well. A few of you haven't done that. I wrote to you an email, so check your emails. If you have any questions, feel free to write back to me. It's admin@marketexpertstrading.com. But yeah, you know, that's pretty much it for housekeeping. I'm really excited for this course. I'm excited for part 2 of this course as well. There's a lot of content, a lot covering. And then part 3 is going to be more of my personal journey and things that I had to go through and struggles I had. You know, it's never going to be perfect. Trading is never going to be perfect. There's going to be times you wish you took a trade, times you took too many trades, times you didn't take a trade, times you got out too soon. I mean, it happens. It's trading. It's what it is. But I hope everybody who has signed up, you know, completes course 1 and then finally gets into this course and starts working on this, has the opportunity to listen to this and digest this info. You know, I was excited to make the course. The course took me quite a bit of time to create, a lot of editing and such, and redoing scripts and things that I've written and things I wanted to talk about. And, you know, there's never enough time for me to talk about trading. You know, that's how it goes. While I was out of town, I had high block break on me, and I also had CoinGlass break on me. So I am diligently working through that. If anybody, you know, is watching from the actual group, I am working through getting those fixed. Those are my top priority for the moment. So, and I do want to just give a shout out to everybody. You know, thank you. 60,000 subs. It's huge. It's huge. I do appreciate it. My last video did kind of get quite a bit of hits. And if you've been watching my channel, the last 2 videos, I was pretty bearish on things. You know, we had $9,000 price drop from those 2 videos there. It finally came. It finally happened. We got it. We got the move down. Didn't quite get the move down on traditional markets, but they move a little bit slower. I'm still leaning a bit bearish, but we're going to digest that more in this video, and we're really going to get into detail as to why. And then we're also going to look at the Forex news, you know, reports that are coming up, see if there's anything that could really sway the markets a tad bit. But overall, things are good. You know, we have a new president coming in. Stocks are doing well. Crypto's doing well. Like, you know, we're doing well. And I think this is a perfect mix right here for us to have that right now while we're talking about this. But anyways, before we really get into technical analysis and news articles and such, I did want to bring up Jim Cramer and kind of what he spoke about. And I'm way behind on news items, so we're just gonna scroll to the front here and we'll look at a couple of these. We'll look at a couple in stocks, and we'll call it a day on that. But I'm a bit behind on these, a couple days behind on that. But yeah, so I appreciate it. I had 6,600 something views on my last video here, so I assume you guys loved it. I appreciate it. I appreciate the support every day. Hope you know that. Anyways, Jim Cramer, if you're not familiar with this, if you're new to the channel or new to crypto, there's this big indicator of when Jim Cramer says something, you do the reverse of it. And Jim Cramer did say something being bullish on Bitcoin when we were about 98, 99,000. And we pretty much had a really bad reaction to that. We dropped very low, but that's the Jim Cramer effect, inverse Jim Cramer. You know, he's bullish, it goes bearish. When he's bearish, it goes bullish. It's great. It's a good indication. It's a good thing to trade. Now, I don't per se trade based on what he says. I trade based on what's on the charts. We'll digest a little bit of why I took this short, exactly what I was seeing. A lot of it was on exo charts. A lot of it was, you know, indicators, my indicator of juxtapost that I use. Pretty much the last two videos, I was getting pretty bearish. Things are looking really toppy. Within the group, I was talking about things are getting really toppy. I kind of front ran it a bit more than I wanted to. In my videos, I discussed, you know, wait till structure breaks. You know, even if you waited for structure to break, you would have done really well. You would have had some really good profits. I am a little more aggressive. That's why my entries are pretty darn good most of the time. Not always. When we had the long, you know, the 54,000 long that I had, at one point I was not in profit, and I held it a lot longer than I should have. I should have taken some profits and then re-entered, but I tend to do that sometimes. I like to hedge my positions, and at the time I was hedging a short and was in a long. So worst case, I was still making money. I just wasn't making as much, right? And here we are again. I am hedged my short. I have a short hedged for my long that I've had open since 54,000. Now, I kind of, there's some areas that I keep looking at that I really want to see, and we'll discuss that further in this video. But I want to go ahead and play this video, Jim Cramer, so you can just take a moment and listen to this.
Feedback on our three-part series on froth and excess yesterday. You know what? I actually expected severe blowback, because I'm basically saying you need to sell something, anything, just to lock in some gains. As I see it, the biggest sin in investing is turning a gain into a loss. And having committed that sin many times, I always have to check to make sure that I'm not being too greedy. I thought others would say, how can you ever really sell a winner? Well, the answer is sell some, take your cost basis out, and then you can let her ride. However, there was one place where I was criticized. I got a bunch of yahoos saying I called the top in crypto by recommending it. First, I need to say that I typically do not read the comments on Twitter or X, whatever it is. I have pretty thick skin, and even if I can only take so much abuse, I can't. There are just too many.
Dude, he's always listening to Twitter in the comments, I'm sure.
15, 20 years ago, or would think it's funny to spoof me like this crypto comment. Ha, ha, ha. To me, this is internet idiocy at its best. I've liked crypto for a very long time, mostly because I know there's a huge constituency of investors who want to buy something that can protect them from our government's busted budget. While there's no proof crypto can protect you from anything, at least not yet, it's a plausible story, and it's something that, well, let's just say sometimes that's all you need in this business. I hope the American economy can grow its way out of that huge deficit via higher tax receipts, but I fear that someday we're going to get in one of these partisan debt ceiling fights, and some White House official will start talking about a cram down or a buyback of Treasury bonds at a discount. I am disappointed that both the Obama and Trump
Philadelphia Eagle fan. That explains a lot.
Longer-term 50-year paper, take advantage of those ultra-low interest rates that aren't there anymore, would have been a huge money saver. Instead, we have all this short-term paper that's now being issued at higher rates. What a mistake! So I own some crypto, and I owned it for ages as a hedge to the idea that someone in the Treasury Department truly decides to do something crazy, call our bonds, say, north of par. Don't laugh. Consider Executive Order 6102. Don't know it? In 1933, FDR, revered president, issued that order, confiscating gold from the people of the United States, of you and me, in order to stabilize the banking system. Remember, back then we were still the gold standard. The penalty for not turning it over to the government was a fine of up to $10,000. And that's when $10,000 was a lot of money. Worse, you go to prison for 10 years. Some jewelry, $100 in gold coins, and artists and dentists were excluded. But from a modern perspective, this was an absolutely insane move, downright un-American. In the context of the Great Depression, the banking regulations of the time, where the Fed wasn't allowed to lend more money unless it had more bullion, you can see why FDR did it. But the whole situation was absurd. Now, these days, I still have some gold as a hedge, but because it can be easily confiscated, done once can be done again, I think Bitcoin, Ethereum, maybe even some other cryptocurrencies deserve a spot in your portfolio, too. Maybe one day if the deficit gets under control, I'll change my tune. But anyone who's followed me for more than 10 minutes knows that I'm a huge skeptic about our government's ability to balance the budget. It's not that we don't know how to solve the problem. It's that legislators lack the political will to do things that are unpopular. Balancing the budget means making painful decisions to raise taxes or cut spending.
He waits till
Most
it like
politicians would rather just kick the
blast
can down the
off
road
and then says,
than
"Oh yeah,
support
this would be nice to
support
put into your
ideally the
portfolio."
opposition. So I own crypto because those national debt worries are never
course he
going to
does.
go away. Maybe not in my lifetime, but I'll go ahead. I'm going to call the top by recommending it yet again.
Yes.
I've been recommending gold and crypto for so many years, and yet they're both near all-time highs, and I take heat anyway. Gotta go back to not reading the comments. Just ain't worth the aggravation. I like to say, as always, bull market summer, and I promise I'll find a chance for you right here on Mint Money.
Anyways, I thought that was great to show everybody. I laughed at that watching that. But yeah, he always seems to be the one when he calls something, it does the opposite, right? As a lot of you are familiar with. Anyways, before we start, let's go ahead and see if there's any news that we got this week. News. I do need to get a soundboard. I think that'd be kind of epic to have as a nice soundboard that can kind of pump things up, right? Get things really going. So we have ADP non-farm employment change, which would be kind of strong for us to see what that reaction is. Let's go ahead and change this real quick. The first time it like actually has it set, right? So that's gonna be, we gotta go to Wednesday. So at 8:15 a.m. we have the ADP non-farm employment change. That will be something that kind of gives us a bit of a move, I would expect. If it's good, you know, we'll continue higher. If it's bad, then we'll look to pull back some. But this might actually help us with rate cuts. Could be a possibility we have. Something to look forward. We also have PMI, so that's important too, to see final service PMI. That's something important as well. This not so much. We don't really need to hear. Oh, Fed Chair Powell speaks. This is going to be huge as well. So the day will be very volatile. We'll have a very volatile market for tomorrow, which could give us some really good trades. And unemployment claims the next day on Thursday. So pretty packed full week of items. Let's see what Friday has. Average hourly earnings and non-farm employment change. Interesting. Unemployment rate. Yeah, we got quite a bit of things for us to look at the rest of this week. So it's going to be a packed full week for us. But we're going to go ahead and jump on the charts, see if there's anything we see, and then we'll go from there, right? Just knowing that there will be some volatility. We have to be careful. We might have some volatility, and that could kind of diminish what we speak about in this video. But just, you know, be careful, use proper risk, and let's jump into it, right? So we're gonna look at the dollar first. I'm pretty sure in the last video I was kind of bearish on the dollar and or bullish. I was bullish on the dollar, yeah, from what it looks like. I was looking for upside potential. Weekly still looking pretty darn good. Daily's looking pretty. Daily's not looking too hot right now. We did have somewhat of a pullback. Had a bearish divergence play out. That's pretty nice. Had a nice little return down there. Let's see. Hit weekly P. Weekly P's hit. Tagged it. Let's check out the 8 hour. I would really like to see us get back down over here. It's kind of the area I was still looking for us to pull back to. We haven't quite gotten there yet though. 8 hour looks pretty bullish. I'm pretty neutral on the dollar, but leaning a bit more bullish. 6 hours looking pretty darn good. Let's see, we didn't quite get, we didn't quite get this low here, but it might be a win for us. Might be about all we get, right? For that, kind of front ran it. Didn't quite get it like we wanted. But this is looking pretty decent on the 4 hour. Let's check out the 2 hour. 2 hours looking pretty darn good as well. These higher time frames are still kind of concerning for me. 12 hours looking pretty darn good though. I'm looking pretty bullish on that. So I would say I'm leaning a bit more bullish on the dollar. Overall, it's looking pretty healthy on these medium time frames. Now the higher time frames, not so much, but the medium time frames are pretty good. Look, we had a bearish or bullish divergence right here and played out pretty darn nice. Had a nice up move right there. Juxtapost is king, undefeated. I do have some updates I need to release for all these indicators. I do update them almost as much as I possibly humanly can, without interfering with the basis of them. But yeah, we did hit the weekly P on this, so there's not really any set target that we can get out of this for it. So let's go ahead and move over to Bitcoin, which I already got popped up right here. So Bitcoin is looking pretty darn weak on these lower time frames. Hold on just a second, get rid of this 3 minutes. Check out the weekly again. Let's see. Oh, weekly has bearish divergence forming. It's not confirmed yet. We still have 4 days for it to confirm, but this could be a big awakening for the bulls. We've never had it before. We did have a bullish divergence here that played out pretty darn nice for what it's worth. You know, a bit of a tick up. This bearish divergence top out signal didn't really play too much, just a tad bit, but not much. This bearish divergence we played out, we spoke about that in a previous video. That worked out really well. So did this one. This one played out pretty darn nice as well. Quite a good move down from that. And then we had a bullish divergence right here that played out not as well, but decent. I was in a bear market, it looks like, so not ideal. But overall, this indication right here, it's tough seeing that. It hasn't confirmed quite yet. Daily looks like trash. Still pretty bearish on the daily. Let's check out the 12 hour. 12 hours looking pretty darn bad too. Boy, not looking good. 10 hours not looking good either. 8 hours not looking good either. I mean, these are all bearish. All bearish. 6 hours starting to it's trying to turn up, but not quite. I am looking a bit bearish on Bitcoin. So, well, what are areas that I'm looking for? Well, for me, please don't sue me, but we've already hit the weekly P. Weekly P's playing a resistance now. Let's see, we've kind of been playing on the weekly P. We opened up, let's see, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We opened up right above the weekly P, came back down, tested the weekly P. Would have been a good short play right there. Taking it, targeting the weekly P right here. You gotta love the weekly P, it does well. But for me, I don't think we have any Dalton today. Let me refresh this. Close this out, close this out. No, we don't have a Dalton today, which we haven't really had too many recently, unfortunately. I always like to play with those as well and have those as more criteria to look for a position. But 2 hour does look kind of bullish a tad bit, so these higher time frames don't look good at all. So I would expect us to come back, possibly come back down in this area, 94, 93, before we start testing anything again. It's kind of the area I would like to see. Maybe swing fail this right here, come down here, then come back up. Now, a few in the group have asked me privately, what did I see to take that shorts? So if you remember right, we got to go to the other chart and pop this open. If you remember my imaginary lines that I had, you see how we pretty much tagged it. So that was, you know, it's pretty simple trade, doing that. You know, you're kind of just guessing. That's the thing with price discovery, is you're guessing. So you're not always going to be right 100% of the time, but sometimes you just got to take a chance. Now, we did hit up in this area right here, and then with that as well, I did see price action kind of trying to keep going up. It was going up, 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 and then open interest was falling off a cliff. You see right here in this area, we kind of make that move up, and then we get stuck in this range, and open interest is just falling off. Now, when price is rising and open interest is decreasing, that's bearish. Now, it was quite the reaction that we got from what I was anticipating my short to be. Reasons being, my short's pretty much in profit. I have a set stop loss area in profit. I'm not really trying to, you know, be in the red on a short position. Not typically in the type of market we've been in recently, but if things tend to change, then I'll take a red short position. But right now I'm just being diligent, being careful, and just seeing what happens. But it was a beautiful trade setup, and then as I said in my last two videos, it just looked really bearish. It looked very toppy on the higher time frames, and of course we did have that move. So I kind of want to see what we do with this right here. Right now I'm leaning bearish on Bitcoin. I'm not really too bullish on it at the moment. We are near highs. Time to cool off just a tad bit. Now we could say that we are playing a let's put it on this one right here. We are playing a range right now as well, so we could say like right about here is the high, and right about kind of like right where this is already created is the low. We say right about there. It's about the low right there of this range. So we swing fail pattern back into this area right here. This is looking really good right here. I would love to have a buy, see us hit this area right here. Oh. If it lets me add text, would be great. Oh, there we go. Buy. Be kind of nice to see us get there if we did. So time will tell. We'll see. But just be careful this week. It's going to be a very busy rest of the week. We're heading towards the end, but these reports are going to be kind of volatile and give us some of movement, I would expect. So let's check out now. If the reports are good, then Bitcoin will continue going higher, and this technical analysis will be invalid. But for the time being, I am leaning a bit bearish on Bitcoin for right now. All right, so for the S&P, weekly's looking pretty darn good. We did have the confirmation of the bearish divergence, and we're still just going higher and higher. Crazy to see. We might swing fail this. We might just keep going. Price discovery, it's tricky. Day's looking pretty darn good. I'm bullish on the day. That's looking beautiful. 12 hours still looking pretty darn good. We are starting to top out on it though. Let's see. 10 hours looking pretty darn good still as well. Just a bit of a top out. 8 hours, a little bit of a top out. And then the 6 hours definitely starting to top out. So I'm leaning a bit more bearish on S&P right now. My last video I spoke of us getting up in this area. We did get up in this area. Now we're kind of playing in this zone right here. So I kind of want to see us hit the weekly P. I don't know if we opened. Let's see. We opened above weekly P. So we haven't touched the weekly P. So my best guess is we come back down and test this area at some point this week. I would suggest we do that. That would be kind of nice to see that, and we'll see where we go from there. But this is kind of looking bearish as well. So overall, this video, you're not going to like it. I'm still looking bearish. Nothing super bullish for me to take a position that would incline us going higher. I am going to start dabbling with some altcoins and looking at that. I think there's a possibility for a nice altcoin run. But that's pretty much it. Pepe is looking pretty darn good. It's looking beautiful. Man, beautiful seeing that. Now we're playing a range right here. This is a really nice range too, you could say. We're playing right there. That's looking really nice. Some good buy zones at the bottom there. Take it back to the upside. Not bad at all. Not bad. So I hope you enjoyed this video. We are going to check out news real quick, and then we'll end with that. But Campbell's is getting a new CEO. I don't really care too much for Campbell's. Okada. As Okada stock soars on earnings, this start shows that its strategy is paying off. So Okada, if you're not familiar with it, it's kind of like a single sign-on system. A lot of companies use it for websites. It's kind of like if you were to like log in with Facebook or log in with Google. or whatever it is. It's like you log in with Okada, and Okada is like this all-inclusive username that you would use for all these same concept of like log in with Facebook and stuff, but you would log in with Okada, which ironically I don't see very often. I see it very, very little, very, very few, but maybe it's, somewhere else. Maybe it's a Canadian thing. I don't know. I didn't do any Black Friday shopping. I'm not really into that stuff. Oh, XRP is taking off. I kind of wanted to look at XRP actually. The chart's probably all messed up right now, but let's pull it up. I have it. I thought I had it in here somewhere. Right there. Passed it like 4 times, right? Dang, that looks really nice. Wow. Wowza. I hadn't seen XRP do this in a long time. Man. That's crazy. Oh man, the chart is cooked. It doesn't know what to do with this. 47 cents to $2. Oh boy. That's wild. This kind of reminds me of like the old runs back in 2017, 2016. Oh my God. Litecoin ran like crazy. Litecoin ran insane. But for me, I'm looking pretty bearish on XRP. I really can't give much of a technical analysis on this. It's just, the whole chart is just completely messed up from this. So I would just like to kind of see us get some consolidation right here and then kind of clean up the chart a little bit, see where we go. Let's look at Litecoin. Oh, Litecoin's looking pretty darn good too. Man, not quite at the very top of what it used to be. It's beautiful. It's beautiful seeing it. There was just so much growth back then compared to there is now. It's just taking forever for that same growth. It's crazy. But wow, Litecoin's looking really darn good. My oh my. I'm actually a big fan of it right now. This looks beautiful. 10 hours looking a little toppy and 12 hours as well. But the day and weekly look pretty darn nice. Pretty bullish. I would say I'm still bullish on Litecoin. 4 hours not looking so good. These lower time frames need to cool off. We could come back down a weekly P maybe? Possibly. That would be quite a move though. It would be quite a stretch. Back to 100. Oh man. That would be quite a stretch to get back in that area, but why not? That would really cool off the charts, the higher time frame charts. But this daily and weekly look pretty darn good. Daily's not so much, but the weekly's looking pretty. I love that. It looks beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Kind of resembles Bitcoin, right? Just a tad bit. A nice little run we had with it. Let's see. Let's check out crypto. Yeah, Grayscale files to convert Solana Trust into ETF. That's great for Solana. Awesome to see that. XT Exchange suffers $1.7 million hack. Suspends withdrawals. Oh boy. The attack was linked to an abnormal transfer from the exchange wallets. Boy, oh boy. Memcoin Moond Eng surged 67% after Coinbase listing. That's neat. That's good to see. Dang. What a move. Polymarket retains loyal user base a month after election, data shows. Nifty. Well, I don't see anything super exciting with the news. XRP records highest ever whale activity as 7-day price gains near 100%. Yeah, as we were speaking, XRP is just taking off right now. Great for XRP. I do have a little bit of XRP, but nothing crazy. I got rid of it all. It just took forever to move. It's boring. Might regret it now, right? For having 100% gains daily or almost daily. So, anyways, till next time, peace, crypto.
Wind me up, put me down, stop me up and watch me go. I'll be running circles around you sooner than you know. A little off center and I'm out of tune. Just kicking this can along the avenue. But I'm alright. 'Cause it's easy once you know how it's done. You can't stop now, it's already begun. You feel it running through your bones, and you jerk it out. When you jerk it out. When you jerk it out. When you jerk it out. And you jerk it out. I'll be running circles around you sooner than you know.
Dala tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, que tu cuerpo es para dar la alegría y cosa buena. Dala tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, Macarena. Dala tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, que tu cuerpo es para dar la alegría y cosa buena. Dala tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, Macarena. Dala tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, que tu cuerpo es para dar la alegría y cosa buena. Dala tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, Macarena. Dala tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, tu cuerpo alegría Macarena. Dala tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, que tu cuerpo es para dar la alegría y cosa buena.